All right, if you've ever worked with electronics, you know the struggle. A workbench that's just overflowing with gear, right? Each piece with its own quirks, its own power cord. Well, today we're looking at a single device that claims it can replace almost all of it. Let's see if the FNIRSI DPOS350P is actually the future of the workbench. Oh man, haven't we all been there? You're deep into debugging some tricky circuit, and you realize you're spending more time juggling probes and switching between your scope and your signal generator and your multimeter than you are actually solving the problem. It is a universal frustration. And this right here, this table just nails it, doesn't it? It's not just about saving a bit of space on your desk. This is a fundamental shift in how you work. From something that's slow, expensive, and totally fragmented to something that's portable, cost-effective, and, this is the big one, completely streamlined. That's the promise of this integrated approach. Okay, so let's really dig into what we're calling the workbench problem. Because it's more than just a messy desk. It's a genuine bottleneck. It slows down innovation, it slows down problem solving, and it's just a pain. I want you to just picture your own setup right now. You've got the oscilloscope over here, the signal generator over there, a power supply somewhere in the back, and each one takes up space, needs its own power cord, and has its own totally unique, often confusing interface. This isn't just an inconvenience. This kind of fragmentation actively gets in the way of you troubleshooting efficiently. But what if? What if you could just sweep all of that away, consolidate all that power, all that capability into one single device? Well, that's exactly where the FNIRSI DPOS350P comes in, and it's designed to solve this problem head-on. I mean, just imagine for a second what this really means. All of your most critical tools, your scope, your signal generator, your analyzer, all of them living together inside one portable tablet. We're not just talking about a cleaner desk here. We're talking about a unified toolkit that lets you see the whole picture at once. So what's actually under the hood here? What's packed into this thing? Let's unpack the 5 essential tools that make up this all-in-one ecosystem. Okay, so here's the game plan. We've got 5 core functions. We'll start with the essentials for just watching signals, the oscilloscope and the spectrum analyzer. Then we'll look at how this device can actually interact with your circuits using the frequency tester and the signal generator. And finally, we'll see how the tablet form factor is the glue that holds it all together. All right, first up, the big one. The oscilloscope. This is the cornerstone of any electronics bench, right? It is your window into the time domain, letting you literally see how electrical signals are behaving from one moment to the next. And listen, this is not some hobby-grade, low-spec scope. We are talking about a 350 megahertz bandwidth. That is a serious number. It gives you the power to accurately capture and analyze the really fast digital and analog signals you find in pretty much all modern electronics. And because it has 2 channels, you can see how 2 different parts of a circuit are interacting in real time. This is absolutely critical for tracking down those tricky timing bugs or understanding the phase relationship between 2 signals. It's all about getting to the root of the problem faster. Okay, now for tool number 2, the integrated spectrum analyzer. This is where things get really interesting. While a scope shows you signals over time, a spectrum analyzer shows you what frequencies make up that signal. It's a totally different, but just as vital perspective. So, why is this such a big deal? Well, it's a game changer because it lets you see things a normal scope just can't. You can hunt down that elusive radio interference, analyze the purity of an RF signal, or even visualize the harmonic content of an audio waveform. You're not just seeing a signal anymore, you're understanding its DNA. All right, tool number 3 is the frequency response tester, which you might know as a Bode plotter. Basically, what this does is it sweeps a whole range of frequencies through your circuit, and then it plots the output. This is how you can instantly see if a filter is doing its job or if an amplifier is stable. It is crucial for optimizing performance. And that brings us to our 4th powerhouse function, the signal generator. See, you can't just analyze signals that are already there. Sometimes you need to create your own to really test your designs. And that's exactly what this does. It lets you inject precise test signals right into your circuit. And we're not talking about some basic sine wave generator either. This is a 50 megahertz arbitrary waveform generator. That arbitrary part is key. It means you can create virtually any signal you can dream up, from simple waves to complex custom patterns, to really stress test your designs under any condition. And finally, The fifth, and maybe one of the most important pieces of this puzzle, is the form factor itself. All of this incredible power is packed into a slim tablet with a big, responsive touchscreen that makes it super intuitive to use, but maybe more importantly, it means you are no longer chained to your workbench. You can take your entire lab with you.
Okay, so we've walked through all 5 tools, but the real magic, the secret sauce here, isn't just that you have these tools in one box. It's about the power of their integration. This thing is truly more than the sum of its parts.
This integration, that's the real strategic advantage. Think about it. You spend way less time setting things up and more time actually analyzing. You have one unified interface to learn, not 5. This seamless workflow gives you a level of speed and convenience that a pile of separate boxes could never, ever match. So when you put it all together, what are we really looking at? This isn't just some clever product. We're potentially looking at the future of electronics testing, a whole new standard for what a workbench can and should be. You know, this quote from the source material just perfectly sums it up. The goal is to create an experience that is compact, powerful, and genuinely all-in-one. It's about empowering everyone, from seasoned engineers to students, with tools that just work better. And that leaves us with one big, final question. As these all-in-one tools get more and more powerful and more accessible, could the era of the cluttered, multi-instrument bench finally be coming to an end? Is this the new standard? I'd love to know what you think. Thanks for joining me.